All right, what's up, guys? So I wanted to make a part two video that plays off of last week's video. Last week we went over the core values of the company, which were integrity, stewardship, hard work, extreme ownership, and personal and professional development. We talked a little bit about each one of those. And one of the ways that we can institute that in is by following a code of conduct. A lot of organizations, a lot of military branches have this code of conduct. So I kind of created this, wrapped up a lot of our stuff into what we call the Better Path Code, and have this kind of displayed at the office. But again, it's not just about what we say, it's about what we do. We could say this stuff all day long, but do we do it? Are we doing it? And there's always room for improvement, right? Nobody's perfect. But when we get to the heart of like what is going to bind this company and bring this company to the next level is if everybody is performing, it adheres to the core values and it adheres to the Better Path Code here. And so I wanted to go through this a little bit. I'll send out the PDF document with it. It's going to be posted in through the office as well. But we respect and we appreciate each other, everybody on the team, right? And these all kind of tied together with the core values and how it all kind of gets put into place. But we respect and we appreciate each other. We are a high performing team of professionals, right? Like everybody in this team is and needs to be high performing and performing at their highest level. We support, we challenge, and we hold each other accountable. That's one of the things that I love about this group is that we're able to put in processes into place. And you know, sometimes it's a little bit uncomfortable at first to get into some of that accountability and monitoring the KPIs and all that kind of stuff. But that is really at the core of kind of bringing us into that next level. That we get to focus on results and not reasons. It's not about just like doing activities. It's about doing activities that are directed on getting us the results that we want. And if they're not, then we look at them every quarter. I mean, we can look at them every week in our meetings. Is this the right metric to be monitoring? Because we don't want to be, spending our time, fruitlessly doing things that don't matter. All we care about really are just the results, right? Outside of the people, yes, don't take that the wrong way, right? Like the people, etc. But like when it comes down to the business functioning and getting to where it needs to go, we want to be tracking and monitoring results. And how do we get there? So we expect maximum effort at all times. And we measure the performance by quality of work and output, not by hours spent at work, right? Like nobody's reporting on the KPI weekly scorecard, like I worked 104 hours this week, right? We're monitoring what was our output, what was the quality of work, did it get result in what we needed it to? And going back to the integrity, we do what we say, right? If we say that we're going to do something, we do it, and we own our mistakes. Again, a lot of this is reflection back into what the core values are. We own our mistakes. We win or we learn. That's one of my favorite statements. Mistakes are going to happen. And I want everybody to know that, like, I know that mistakes are going to happen. And you don't have to hide in those mistakes, right? Fail fast, fail forward. That's my mindset, right? And anytime that a mistake happens or something, if we didn't win on that transaction, if we didn't win on that situation, we didn't necessarily lose. We need to learn something from that so that we're better for it. And we don't fix blame, we fix problems. All too often, people are so quick to point fingers. And I'm not talking about our company, but just in general, the world is quick to point fingers. And you see that in the news today, like it is, and it's so detrimental to success because you spend all of your time fixing the blame instead of fixing the problem. And the people that you are fixing the blame to are becoming defensive. And they're arguing how it's not just their fault, rather than coming down to like, what is the problem and how the heck do we fix it? So in this company, we're fixing the problems. We're not just fixing blame. It goes back to that extreme ownership. We work out issues with each other. Discuss the issues with the parties at hand, not just behind people's back. That's one of the things that I like about the group Skype threads. It's not just the idea of like calling people out on things, but making sure that we're all connected, we're all communicating about the same information, we're all learning. And it's not losing from mistakes that are happening. We're all learning from those mistakes. If we can't learn from each other, then it's going to slow that learning process way, way down. Not tolerating drama. And I know it's such a tough one, right? But like, let's not get caught up into drama about things. We know and value the importance of communications. You've been hearing me say it all year long, that business is relationships. And what's one of the most important things to relationships is communication. And that's why sometimes it seems like we have maybe too many methods of communication. And yeah, sometimes we have to kind of pare that down, but like making sure that we're all communicating with each other. I love this one. Like, bad news doesn't get better with time. Whatever you've got for bad news to bring to the table today, it ain't going to feel any better tomorrow. So going ahead and just bringing it forward. I'm thinking, I can't help but think there was a text text message between two people. They're like, I don't know how I'm going to tell so-and-so this. Like, just got to bring it to the table. That's the only way that we're going to fix it. And ambiguity breeds confusion. So we want to work to be clear. And I try to get better at this myself, to try to make my vision and my goals and my directives a lot more clear. We started talking about this at the beginning of the year, of the idea of like why. Why do we do something? And making sure, and there's different training methodologies. I won't go into them all now, but telling somebody to, oh, go do this is different than telling them, hey, this is the goal and this is why we need to do this like this. And that allows people, a clear vision of where to go. And if there's a hiccup along the way, it allows them to adapt and correct. And but anyways, working on decreasing ambiguity, and that's something that I always try to focus and improve myself on. And focusing on issues, not the person. Like, it's very difficult to not do this, but we don't want to make things personal, and we don't want to take things personal. We welcome and appreciate constructive feedback. And we know our values, our vision, our goals, and our standards. So, thanks for taking the time to kind of watch this video through, kind of how that correlates back to the core values. I'm going to send out the PDF, like I said, and this will be posted in the office. And we want to hold each other accountable, right? Like, this is the code of how we get our core values in through the team, how we implement them, and we all need to kind of be abiding by these and holding each other accountable. And I'm just super excited to watch this team grow and develop together, and just to be a part of it. So thanks for coming along the journey, guys.